This is Hayden from S8CTV. Today I'm very lucky to be joined here in Glasgow for the first time by Nathaniel Collins. Nathaniel, how are you doing today, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm thankful to be here on this stage and have this opportunity.
Definitely. So obviously, this fight with Mcgregor, massive fight on the Josh Taylor Ekow Essuman card. Biggest card we've had in Scotland for a wee while, I'd say. Before we get to that, you had obviously a wee bit of time out due to illness, I believe. That's all sorted now. You had a good 8-rounder a few weeks ago in February. How did you evaluate your performance on that night?
Yeah, good. I came back as if I had never left. Boxed, perfectly. Won all 8 rounds. Really comfortable performance, and it was just getting the rounds in, feeling back to myself, and I never felt like I had any ring rust in it, and I felt quite sharp, and I'm happy where I'm at now, and coming back from that illness and for kind of my health scares into just a brilliant performance is put me in good stead for this next fight.
Definitely. So obviously, on to this next fight, Lee Mcgregor, brilliant 50-50 fight, Glasgow versus Edinburgh. How did it all sort of come about?
Out of nowhere, to be honest. I know Lee fought in Saudi and kind of had that wee bit of a platform and was there. I think he was asked about me and mentioned my name, and then not long after, Queensberry gave me the phone call and just says, you up for fighting Lee in Scotland on Josh's undercard, and obviously it was a yes, and here we are.
So obviously, on to Lee Mcgregor, brilliant fighter, won the British, Commonwealth and European, I think in the quickest time a British fighter's done that. Apart from that, how much do you sort of know of him, and what kind of fight can we expect?
I know Lee well. We've boxed together for 10 plus years, so we've sparred hundreds and hundreds of rounds, so we know each other really, really well, and he is a brilliant fighter. And he's got brilliant accolades, like you're saying, British, Commonwealth, European, but again, that's down at bantamweight, and I've got them accolades at featherweight, and I'm a well-established featherweight, so I feel like I've got the upper hand there, and I think it's going to be a mega fight, and like we spoke about in the press conference, whoever wins this goes on, and the torch gets passed for Josh, and that's the next superstar of Scottish boxing.
Do you think that statement maybe adds any more added pressure, or not really?
Not really. I think no matter what happens here, both of us are world-class fighters. So, but to be the winner of this fight means a lot to both of us, and for the sport and the people turning up who are coming to see Josh. They don't know. They might not know us. They might not be aware of what we've done. So to put on that big fight in front of that home crowd is going to be the making of a star.
Obviously, onto that, Josh Taylor, Ekow Essuman, undercard, brilliant fight at the Hydro. Like I was saying, biggest fight we've probably had in a wee while up here. To be co-main event on that card, how does that sort of feel? And obviously with these big fights coming back to Scotland, how does that feel to be one of the front people for that?
It's amazing. It's a long time coming. Josh should have, been promoted and had fights up here for the last couple of years, and it should have been building, but now's the time to build that, and it's what we've all been waiting on, and not just me, but everybody on this card's been waiting on that big opportunity to fight on a big Scottish show, and hopefully this isn't the last, and hopefully Josh continues to bring them up. And again, like I'm saying, me and Lee, if Josh is only here for another year or two, then we'll continue that on, and I'm excited that the public eye is going to be up here and see what we're all made of, so it's amazing. And then you've got me and Lee, and that's probably one of the biggest fights, the biggest all-Scottish fights in the last 10 plus, 20 plus years. Going back to Alex Arthur, Ricky Burns, it's just amazing to be on.
So obviously, with this fight being up here in Scotland, we've had a very good turnout today for the press conference. Like I was saying earlier, with that sort of talent that we've got up here, obviously, yourself, Lee Mcgregor, and other names. Do you think it maybe gets overlooked by the sort of wider boxing audience because there's not many big shows up here and there's not many eyes on it?
Hopefully not. I think Josh is a big enough name now that the public will want to go and see him, and I believe Queensberry as a promotional company will bring the very best marketing promotion to the show, and I think people want to come out and support and want to come out and kind of push Scottish boxing because we've been crying out for it for so long. So I really do think this is going to be a big success.
Definitely. So obviously, like I was saying earlier, the winner could potentially go on, maybe even fight for a world title. Big fights ahead for the winner. You know, if you were to get the win, obviously not overlooking Lee, but if you were to get the win, where do you think you sort of want to go from there, and what sort of fights would you say you might be looking at?
Yeah, I'd be looking to fight Stephen Fulton next for the WBC World Title, because I'm already ranked third with the WBC. This WBC silver, you know, should push me up again, and you know, hopefully that would put me in a advantageous position, and that's the fight I'd be calling for after this.
Definitely. And then last two for me, I want you to break down your fight against Lee Mcgregor, and then the main event, Josh Taylor, Ekow, Essuman. How would you sort of break that down?
I think anything could happen in my fight vs Lee. We could start off boxing and get into a war. We could start off as a war and get into boxing. You know, really, it's just however it goes on the night. I truly believe I'm going to outbox Lee and put on a clinic, and that's what I'm going out to do. And I think I can do that to anybody in the featherweight division. So that's how I see that going. Josh v Ekow, I think it's going to be an all-out war. I think they're going to meet in the middle, and I think they're going to go to work, and it'll just be whoever the stronger man is on the night.
Definitely. Nathaniel, thank you very much for your time, mate.